Hi, I'm your local grocery store bag boy who can't wait to bag your meat, Yvonnedeculo. Thank you.
And I'm that local meat that wants to bag your boy, Gluum.
That wasn't even original or even thought out at all.
Dr. Bitchcraw!
And welcome to the Victory Lap, where we will be discussing the most recent episode of Season 10 of
RuPaul's Drag Race.
So we're in Season 10.
Tens across the board.
Someone said this is the longest gay civil war that has ever happened because it's 2 Drag Race seasons back to back. I don't mind that it's back to back.
I don't mind it, like, there's no waiting, but then at the same time, it just did make me aware of, like, we didn't get a break.
Did you want some breathing room after All Stars?
I feel like...
I kind of just wanted to go into a new season with a fresh perspective, a fresh start.
I feel like, on the one hand, we needed to just go straight into this new season. We needed to just cleanse ourselves, oh Lord, and purge and all that. But, on the flip side of that, part of me did definitely feel like I could have used, like, some time to just recover.
Maybe, like, 1 week.
Just a week to, like, sort of, like, process everything that happened with All Stars.
Okay.
Look at this big meaty beef cat.
So we got a whole batch of new queens.
Whoop!
And we all got brand new entrances. Some of them were hits, some of them were misses, some of them were 10, some of them were, like, some zeros.
2.5.
Who were your top entrances?
Yua's was fantastic. I loved her whole Chinese fire dragon thing that she
did. It was really fabulous. And I thought that it looked kind of like an expensive costume. It didn't look like a cheap, tacky costume.
It was nice fabric.
It looked like it was expensive. But it was still kind of campy.
And I like that Yua does seem to sort of be like really carefully dancing that line between multiple Asian cultures.
Yeah.
Because while I could see the Chinese influence, I could see a little bit of Japanese, I could even see a little bit of...
I saw a little bit of Thai
influence in there, Balinese.
There were a lot of influences that she was incorporating, and I appreciated that she's kind of representing Asia
culture
on like a whole.
As a whole.
And I hope that we almost maybe get like a little bit of Indian flavor in there too. My
favorite quote of it was the conversation between her and Miss Cracker. Well, bitch, you're not a real woman either. Almost very nearly everybody had a good, quick, witty response.
They all seem like they're very fast. They
Yes.
seem like they're very intelligent. I also really enjoyed Asia O'Hara. I thought she looked so fabulous with that wig that was just so perfectly cut and it had that ombre, and then her face was beat. And then like she just had that perfect outfit that was just so well made. She was just everything. Every time it flashed her face, I'm like, that is a biological woman. That's a woman.
She did look very good. I also thought, I thought Blair looked gorgeous.
Blair looked really pretty.
Like, it was full on star to be Annie, NYC just got here this morning.
Blair reposted the picture on her Instagram of her being compared as a boy, looking like the Veruca Salt from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She looked like her. The only one I was really like, I hated with top to bottom was Dusty's. I hated her outfit. It was like a one-woman production of Grease where she's gonna be playing Sandy and what's his name? Danny. Like she was gonna play both of them. Like it was not my favorite look. And then the hemline of the skirt was wrong. The t-shirt was weird. Like I don't know. I just didn't like any of it.
It was a little bit Veronica at the end of Heather's after the bomb goes off. She's all disheveled and her hair is all like messed up. It was not what I wanted.
I talked a little bit about this before on my own, but I was not a huge fan of Mayhem's comment when they were like, what's Drag in California like? And she's like, oh, it's like this. Just kidding, it's not that good. Like, maybe she meant it in good fun, maybe she meant it like, oh, it's, you know, whatever. But it comes across like it's not as polished as I am. I'm the best one, like this and that. And I didn't appreciate that comment as someone who has worked with a lot of really fabulous performers who are 10s across the board. No holds barred, they are always 10s.
No whammies.
No whammies, they're always 10s. And like, Something about that rubbed me a little wrong, but like that's just me.
Were there any major fails as far as entrance looks go for you?
It's just Dusty.
Just Dusty. I was not a huge fan of Eureka's from the shoulders down.
She looked a little bit like a poster child for like the Fire Nation. I get what she was trying to do, but it just was kind of
the
badly
M. Night
executed.
Shyamalan.
Yes!
The M. Night Shyamalan
Yes.
Fire Nation.
Yeah.
I liked the feathers.
Like Fire Nation supporter.
Oh, parade performer. I liked the shoulders. I liked the neck up, the makeup, the hair, and all that. I would have really loved it if it had been an actual Phoenix gown.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been like a wow moment.
Mhm.
Because the rhinestone fire on the kut and the hips, it didn't look expensive. Like, it looked very like 1, 2, 3.
So moving on to the first mini challenge of the season, we had this really strange ball that they had to do. I thought that all the returning queens looked fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
especially Kim and
All
Manila
great.
were giving it to me.
Giving it to your mama.
The challenge was to stand out
Above the
amongst.
crowd.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Very that.
Stand out amongst your peers.
all of the peers and like prove that you're better.
Peers and
And I feel like a
princesses.
lot of them, much like their entrance looks, just kind of fell a little flat.
Well, you know what?
It was a weird challenge.
It was a weird thing.
Because
Like,
it was like, have a bowl, walk the runway,
I
do a
understood
dance, do a death drop.
I understood the Paris is burning, like, we're having, giving the ball life scene where you walk and then the judges give you their 10 cents. Like, I get that. But I do agree that, to a weird degree, this was just such a weird, disarming kind of thing.
It was such a strange challenge, but that's something that they've been echoing because they did that when they did the season 10 Queen reveal with Sasha. They did like a line dance, and then they did that same thing for the Meet the Queens. They had a little thing that they had to do where they had to walk. I probably, if I were in that challenge, I probably would have literally just walked out on the stage and just made a face and been like,
Wow.
I would have done something so different though. Like all those queens were trying to like do Vogue. I say trying loosely. They were trying to Vogue. They were trying to do death drops. They were doing splits and then flips and all this nonsense and all this kaflama. And I would have just gone out and I would have mugged, and I probably would have been booed, and Tempest du Jour would have fallen asleep.
It was, like, fun, but as far as, like...
Was it? Was it really?
No,
I didn't have fun. I was there mentally and I didn't have fun.
It was fun to watch.
I would have cried.
But not as a mini challenge, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? As a mini challenge, it kind of left me going, what? As just like a fun, like, make a statement party moment. I thought it was cool.
I guess
seeing
it
all
is
the
a
queens
point of a
and-
mini challenge though, is to like show that you can rise above that challenge and do something really fun with it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
Monet did a really great job and she won the challenge.
Yes, she did.
I loved that she was like, she didn't take herself too seriously. She was just having fun with it. And I thought she totally deserved it.
She was having a ball.
She was having a bowl at the bowl.
I think on the one hand, like, I kind of miss the old school, like,
Photo
for your
challenge.
first mini challenge, we're doing a photo shoot.
So then we move on to the main challenge, which they took from the very first challenge of the very first season, Drag on a Dime. What'd you think about that?
I thought that was really, really fun. I feel like we haven't had a
scavenge for your
scavenge
life.
for your life, for your garment challenge in a while, and I miss those.
And then we got the pit crew.
And we got
a supersized.
We got a supersized, new and
shopping cart.
improved pit crew.
Mm-hmm. In our new and improved workroom.
In our new and improved workroom. I just want to know the name of, it was the last guy on the far right before they wheeled Jason in the giant
He looked so cute.
stroller. He looked adorable. I said stroller, I meant
Stroller.
shopping cart.
I knew
But
what you meant.
There was one pit crew member who was on the very far right, and he was
Juicy.
delightful.
So on the runway, who were your tops?
You know, I gotta say, the weird thing about Drag on a Dime challenges or any sort of found scavenged materials challenge, unconventional materials challenge, if you will, is I feel like it's always that fine line between, with drag at least, you know, just making a creative garment or transforming the materials into something that doesn't look like what they were.
See, I feel like you should transform. I feel like you should totally transform whatever you're given, which is why I hated the 9-instant challenge that we had, because I'm like, how am I supposed to transform this garbage? I don't even have a lot of it. I just have a bunch of little things of garbage, and I can't transform this. And if I look at something and I go, that is a car thing, you know, that's a sun visor for your car, then I'm like, I'm not put into the fantasy.
That being said, I thought the most transformative outfit was probably Mayhem's, who used the trash bags and the latex gloves. And I at first was not entirely sure what her dress was made out of, but it looked cool, and it was
really cool.
All the detail with the gloves up here, the trash bag skirt, the way she ruched all the gloves together to make the top, and even the little fascinator with the glove in her hair. I almost said a hat.
Yeah,
in her hat. So I think Mayhem wins
really cool.
most transformed materials.
I still am mad at her, but her outfit was really cool.
But I will concede.
I am very, very upset that Monique was not in the top, because even though I'm like, I want to see it transformed, what she did with that material and what she created was so avant-garde. It was so editorial. That would photograph like beautifully.
Yeah.
And it made me so mad that she was not in the top, because I thought she deserved it.
I think she would win the award for best craftsmanship.
Yes.
And actually, I am surprised that Yua beat her.
Yeah.
For the top.
I loved the way that it flowed, but it was
very cool. It was
kind of boring.
It was very basic patterny McPattern thing, which is kind of like, they praised Yua's design, but it was just an empire waist, you know, flowing dress. Like, I know that dress. I've seen that dress before.
With chiffon.
It's a chiffon silk dress with the high bust line. Like, it's nothing original. I really think it just has to do with Michelle was enamored with the giant Teletubby Ankh symbol on her head for no reason, when she didn't even know what an Ankh was.
I think she's playing dumb. I think she knew exactly what she was doing.
Maybe.
And I think that she's playing the long con.
The long con.
I think so. She's playing it.
It's all about the long con.
And she's gonna like pull out some fully Egyptian fantasy, that last episode, and she's gonna be like,
I got you, Michelle. I got you.
My bottom that I was really kind of upset that she wasn't there was honestly Aquaria's, because I hated it. Like, I loved that she had a concept of Bo Peep, but I hated that outfit so much. And then I also really didn't like Monet's. I thought she could have been really successful if she had kept the sponges up here, kept the waist cinched in, and then done more sponges at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think that could have looked really cool. Like, it could have had that fun silhouette. But just how she literally was like a big ball, and then like, I didn't love her weird storyline of like water and all that. Like, it made no sense, and I despised it.
There's water in the soap on the dirt. The makeup and jewelry was so high concept for such a low ball dress.
Like this.
Little
conceptual
bit.
And just garbage.
Yeah, a little bit. It was really a weird
dichotomy.
Ooh, $10 word of the video. I'm just gonna go ahead and say,
you're gonna shade Aquaria right now?
I'm gonna shade Aquaria right now, because from what it appeared in the episode, Miss Cracker pulled that look out of her book of looks. Her lookbook, if you will. Did not appear that she was looking over at Aquaria. Aquaria?
Aquaria.
Aquarium?
Aquaria.
Aquafina.
Aquanetta.
Aquavita.
Aqueduct. Adequate.
It did not appear that she looked over, saw Aquafina doing it, and then decided to copy it.
Yeah.
And also, Aquaria's makeup was not
as polished and clean as Cracker's.
It did not look as clean and polished. There was a minimal similarity with like the upturned eyebrows, but beyond that, Aquaria was doing this whole like pandy, this whole candy colored pastel chalk look on the face, which I felt like the colors were ever so slightly off with the way they fit together. Like the purple with the green with the yellow that she used were just...
She used blue,
whatever the colors were, there was just something slightly off about them where she just looked sickly to me.
Okay. Okay. So Mayhem was the winner of this challenge.
Woo!
And again, I'm mad at her.
We're having a fight.
We're having a feud that she doesn't know about, and I don't think she even cares. But she won the challenge, which means Jacob finally is starting off with some positive points.
Some boys.
The lip sync was between Calorie and Vanessa, which is upsetting because, yeah, Vanessa didn't make a great outfit, but it wasn't the worst outfit of the night.
It wasn't the very worst.
And it's upsetting because she's got such a fun personality. She's a little, like, on sleeping pills. Like, she's on Ambien right now, but she's got such a fun personality.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of husky voice that she's got.
Yeah.
And she's like, go get these cookies. Like, I don't know. Something about her was so fun.
There was something really fun about her, and I'm honestly surprised that she didn't bring it more for that lip sync for your life.
Yeah, she almost like kind of gave up, which was weird.
She was
totally checked out.
Lip syncing for a paid spot, not for her life.
She was lip syncing for a tip spot.
For a tip spot. No, if it was a tip spot, you work harder than that.
That's true.
It was a paid. She already got the paycheck.
That's true.
She didn't have to try. She was lip syncing for a cheeseburger. She wasn't lip syncing for her life.
That's true.
It was just like.
But Calorie really did bring it. So like even if Vanessa did, how could you beat Calorie? Calorie literally did such a good job.
She did do a good job. I just wish it would have been a little more evenly matched of a lip sync.
I kind of wish that it had been Candyman. But I'm also like, I'm partial to that song, so.
You are, but it's your signature.
It's my signature song, so I'm glad it wasn't taken by Drag Race, but I kind of wish it was that. Like, I think that would have been such a fun one.
Ain't No Other Man is such a good one, though. I think that's been on a short list of, like, songs I would lip sync to.
Really?
Mostly just because I just love the bump, 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 do your thing, honey. I'm really just bummed it wasn't a more even lip sync.
Yeah, I wish that Vanessa had brought it a little more.
Could have been.
It was very reminiscent of the lip sync between Alexis Mateo and Stacey Lane Matthews, where Alexis was bringing it. And she's like jumping around, doing the splits and like bringing it all the time. And then Stacey's just like pulling her hair out one by one. And Stacey wasn't really doing anything.
It in the ground. Yeah.
It was very reminiscent of that.
Turns out that Vanessa Mateo is actually Alexis and Stacey Lane Matthews' illegitimate love child. And I want you to think of Vanessa's face, I want you to think of Alexis's face, and I want you to think of Stacey's face. I want you to put Stacey and Alexis, and then Vanessa down here, and I want you to tell me. I want you to tell
me
these
cookies,
that Vanessa does not look like she could be the daughter of both of them.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I can kind of see it though with Stacey's current face. So I'm starting off the competition with negative points, so that's real fun.
Woo!
Don't like that. This strange twist of events has got me feeling all kinds of emotions.
Twist of fate. Telling you that your points
I just hope that there's like a double elimination and it's both queens on your team next week.
And last but not least, before we leave you guys, we wanted to let you know that we have started our own podcast.
Woo!
Woo! Woo! Woo! Just quick cuts, jump cuts.
And I'm just staying in the same spot the whole time.
Not blinking. Yes, that's right. We have started a podcast. We are venturing into the world of podcasting. On it, you can find musings about our week, some new things we're kind of like digging, and of course, you can find more of our thoughts on the current week of RuPaul's Drag Race. Updates should be Friday or Saturday. I'm still trying to figure out how it works with iTunes, but you can already listen to it on SoundCloud, and we'll have the link below. The name of the podcast is Loving This Concept. And so that's what it is. It's concepts that we are loving that week. And I can't wait for you guys to listen. I hope you guys like it. Bear with us maybe for this first episode or two.
For the first couple weeks.
Well, we're kind of figuring out our footing and figuring out how to actually record a podcast. It's new territory for us.
So you can go ahead and check that out after this video if you would like a little more in-depth thoughts about our thoughts about this episode. About our thoughts. Our
if you would like
darkest.
more thoughts about our
thoughts.
in-depth thoughts about our thoughts about these thoughts.
About THOT's thoughts.
Well, that's poor Yorick. I knew him well.
Let us know what your thoughts were in the comments below, and we will read those. And we will see you all again next week with another Drag Race recap. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all then.
Hopefully, we may die
We might die. Yeah, who knows. Bye.
Bye.